Are you thinking about taking a luxury expedition cruise but are not sure if it's worth the price? Let us walk you through an Arctic expedition on the Seabourn Venture to help you decide if this type of cruise is something you should consider. Back in 2023, we took our first Seabourn expedition cruise to Antarctica. We had been on many cruises before, but this was by far the best experience we've ever had. We loved it so much that we even booked another expedition with Seabourn, but this time going to the North Pole. This cruise would be on the Seabourn Venture, a polar-rated expedition ship with a maximum capacity of 264 guests. We will spend the next 7 days exploring the Arctic archipelago of Svalbard with no itinerary, just our expedition leader and ship captain deciding where we go each day to find wildlife and beautiful landscapes. Good morning from the Seabourn Venture. So we boarded yesterday. We flew into a very tiny Svalbard airport.
Maybe only one or two or three planes come in a day. Then we got on a bus. We did a tour around town, which didn't take very long because not very big.
Or the embarkation to the ship went very smooth. And we were able to get to our room straight away with a bottle of champagne waiting for us.
Oh.
It did take a little while for our bags to arrive because they came by ship. As you can probably tell, our room is a little bit different than our cruise last time. Last time we had this huge room because we upgraded 2 or 3 times to get to the signature suite. But Antarctica was also a much longer cruise, and we thought we were going to be in the room a lot more. I think this will give everyone a very clear understanding of what the base room is versus one of the top level rooms, which is what we had on the last cruise. This time, we're in a V3 veranda suite, which is just a basic suite located on deck 6. For the base level, you get a nice seating area and a sleeping area, and it can actually be divided. So if you had someone else who wanted to sleep on the sofa, I think the sofa
Curtains right here to divide it.
I think the sofa pulls out into a bed, so it can be actually, separated for 2 rooms. Every room has a balcony, so you will not ever have an interior room on the Venture or the Pursuit. There's a very nice bathroom that has a tub and a shower that is more like a normal shower. I mean, it's tall enough so
Yeah.
John can fit in there. The way it's shaped, I think it gives it a lot of arm room.
Yeah, it's
So
like a
good.
corner.
There's also plenty of storage located throughout the suite.
But just because you have a small room doesn't mean you get any less service. Like we've got alcohol and water, and staff is fantastic.
Last night with dinner, I ordered sparkling water, and our attendant must have made note of that because this morning they serviced our room. They actually left behind some sparkling water.
But it's just, little touches like that, which is why this is our first time cruising with the same cruise line again.
Now let's go into details about the ship. This ship may be small, but there is plenty to do. I'm going to start with deck 6 since that's where our room is located. It also has two of our favorite spots, the Bow Lounge and Seaboard Square. The Bow Lounge is open 24 hours. You can grab a snack, some tea, and check out multiple screens that show where the ship is located, the direction it's going, current and future weather, and much more. It's also the only way to get to the bow of the ship. When wildlife is spotted, the expedition leader will announce it over the intercom, and being right down the hall from the bow gave us quick access to get outside and see the action. And if you want your Jack and Rose experience, you can have that too. But even better than that, if you look down, you get to see the ship's bulbous bow as it glides through the water and breaks through the ice. After being out in the cold, you're going to want to warm up, and Seabourn Square is the perfect place to do that. Here you can order coffee either through the Seabourn app or in person and grab a tasty pastry. We loved that everything can be packaged to go so that you can either catch a morning lecture with your breakfast, or if you want to just relax, you can go out on the heated deck to enjoy the scenery. Now, let's head all the way down to deck 3. This is the deck where you will enter and exit the ship from your daily activities. It's called the landing zone. Guests are broken into color groups for all activities. When your color group is called, you go down to the landing zone and put on your boots. Each suite has its own boot cubby. When you're ready, you can scan out of the ship and board a Zodiac. You'll take a safety briefing to learn all about the Zodiacs, but don't worry, the expedition team and other crew will always be there to help you in and out of the boats. Once back on the ship, you wash off your boots and put them back in the cubby. The submersible shop is also located on this deck. However, for this cruise, the subs were not allowed due to regulations. If you are interested in the subs, check out our video from Antarctica. Moving up to Deck 4, this is another place where you'll spend a lot of time. It's where the Discovery Center, the Expedition Lounge, and the restaurant are all located. The Expedition Lounge is a comfy seating area with a bar. The area is sometimes used for a fireside chat by the expedition team, or sometimes the furniture is moved and a dance floor is made for a late night party. It's kind of the main hub of the ship because it leads to the Discovery Center. Here you'll have various lectures throughout the day, and it's where you'll have a briefing every night to learn about the plans for the next day.
Like this. We can't come through here. It's shallow. It's poorly charted. We come around up this little island and up here to a place called Pule Pinten that usually has a whole lot of walrus.
It's also one of the places to find nighttime entertainment. Also on Deck 4 is the main restaurant, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a more formal dining experience with a multi-course menu. There's quite a few food options on board, and you'll have an opportunity to view all of the menus ahead of time, either from your printed daily dining guide or on the Seabourn Source app. Moving our way upstairs to Deck 5, this is where you'll find a few more prime areas, the colonnade and the patio, and a very important feature of the ship, the guest laundry. The colonnade is another dining area offering both made to order or buffet breakfast and lunch and a more formal dinner. Typically, each meal here focuses on a specific cuisine with a special cocktail pairing. And I cannot forget to mention the gelato bar, offering different gelato flavors each day. Going through the colonnade, you can access the patio. Part of the patio features a heated seating area where you can eat your meal from the colonnade, but it's also the spot for some special seaborne events like caviar on ice, where you can snack and sip on caviar, mimosas, champagne, or vodka while enjoying epic views. The patio also features a couple of hot tubs and a heated infinity pool, a great place to unwind after an eventful day. Back inside, just down the hall from the colonnade, you'll find the guest laundry. This free first come first served laundry area is a lifesaver if you're like us and like to pack minimally. And one of the best parts, laundry detergent is also included. Continuing up the ship, we've already covered Deck 6, so now we'll head to Deck 7, where you'll find the fitness center and the spa. I have a confession, there was so many other activities going on that we didn't even visit these two areas. So instead, I'll share a video of the fitness center from the identical sister ship, the Pursuit. Going up to Deck 8, this is mostly guest suites with the exception of the bridge. One of the many great things about the Venture and the Pursuit is that they both have open bridges during certain times. Not only can you see the captain and crew hard at work, but some of the expedition team will also be there to answer questions and help you be on the lookout for wildlife. We were extremely fortunate to be on the bridge when we saw our very first polar bear. Be sure to check out our other video of our polar bear and other wildlife experiences on this cruise. Now up to Deck 9. This is where the other ship activities and entertainment is located in the Constellation Lounge and the club, and the Zodiac deck is located in between them. The Constellation Lounge is a piano bar at the front of the ship, typically open from 6 p.m. until midnight. Occasionally, the lounge will open early to offer afternoon tea. With all the other activities going on, it can be easily missed, so be on the lookout for it in your daily program guide. Considering it's typically daylight for 24 hours during polar expeditions, you will always have a good view from the Constellation Lounge and the adjoining deck. To get to the other end of the ship, you can either go down one level and cut across the ship, or the much quicker route is to go across the Zodiac deck. This is where all of the Zodiacs used to make landings are stored. They're lowered down to the water by cranes at each destination. Now that we've made it to the other end of the ship, our last food and entertainment area is the club. The club offers music in the early evening along with trivia and name that tune throughout the day. But that's not all. It's also unlimited sushi from 6 to 9 with an assortment of sashimi and rolls, perfect for a pre-dinner appetizer, or if you're like us, it becomes dinner itself. And our last stop on this ship tour is Deck 10. This deck offers unlimited views of the vast landscape. Now, let's talk about what all is actually included with the cost of this cruise. Everything I showed you during our ship tour is included. In addition to all of that, you will also have 24-hour room service, unlimited drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, and all Zodiac rides and landings. There's typically 2 to 3 of these per day, led by an experienced expedition team that are polar scientists and wildlife experts. Each excursion will last about 1 to 2 hours, giving you plenty of time off the ship to experience nature. And because this vessel is polar rated, you'll have unique experiences that you cannot get with many other cruises, like breaking through ice for a true ice landing.
Well, hello from the ocean that we're standing on
By a ship.
and 3 feet of ice below us and then 1,000 feet of
Water. Not scary at all.
Seabourn provides some of the gear so you don't have to worry about the cold. You'll get to use their insulated boots and Swarovski binoculars. They also give you a hat, waterproof bag, and reusable water bottles. But most importantly, you will get a Helly Hansen parka that has an inner jacket and outer shell that is yours to keep. And believe me, it will come in handy. Before getting on the ship and after, you'll get a chance to tour the area surrounding the port. This includes bus tours.
These are just the public canals, so they are not for the tourism industry.
Along with some free time to walk around, experience local culture, and do some shopping. Longyearbyen was an active coal mining town, so much of what you'll learn about is the coal mining history, from visiting closed mines to visiting the Svalbard Museum. You'll have many opportunities to see what it's like to be a coal miner. Svalbard is not the easiest to get to, so included in the cost of the cruise, Seabourn provides charter flights to and from the area for all cruise passengers. Our flight was about 4 hours and included a small meal. Additionally, Seabourn provides all transportation to and from the airport. To ensure all passengers arrive in time for the flight, Seabourn provides a hotel stay. For this particular cruise, they provided a pre- and post-cruise hotel stay, which was included in the cost of the cruise. Pre-cruise, this is where you'll check in for the cruise and receive your itinerary, luggage tags, and any other important information about the upcoming trip. The Virgin Hotel in Edinburgh was very nice, comfortable, and modern. It's also in a great central location for exploring the city. All expedition cruises are more expensive than regular cruises, and if you watched our Antarctica Seabourn video, you know I like to be transparent about price. So let's talk about if this cruise is worth the price. To recap what was included, it was a 9-day trip. We spent 7 days on the cruise itself and 2 nights in a hotel. We had 2 chartered flights. On the cruise, all Zodiac rides, landings were included, and food and alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. You also get a Helly Hansen parka, hat, waterproof bag, and reusable water bottle. Every room has a balcony suite, and the expedition team ensures you'll have some priceless experiences. For this cruise, we paid $10,089 per person. We booked this cruise on our Antarctica cruise, so there was a discount. And was the cruise worth it? Without a doubt, 100% yes. That wraps up this cruise review. I hope it helps with your future vacation planning. Thanks for watching and safe travels. Stay tuned for a few outtakes. Just made our first landing.
It is, I think it's like 28 degrees out, which is -2. It's like wet, raw, so it burns in the face.
Over here, that's supposed to be a graveyard, bodies that's coming up, and you can see the clothes that the people were wearing, but as you can tell, it's covered in snow, so right now we can't see.
No grave robbing for us today.
They're supposed to be like well preserved. That would have been kind of cool to see. I guess it's dead body from the 1600s.
It's weird.
But we are going to make some landings.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Luca,
once
you ruined
again,
it.
this is going very swiftly for boat and parkas.
So that was Luca, our expedition guide. Sleeping area.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last call for any call.
We just had our first polar bear experience. We happened to be up in the bridge, and all of the expedition guides started seeing a polar bear off in the distance. We're looking at our photos now to see if we even got anything because it was so far away, it was hard to focus.
It is this big.
And hints, and hints. There it is! There it is!